came to them and got rid of that narrow-mindedness, destroyed the gang mentality, and dignified them as a civilized, highly cultured, educated, learned society, a match for none in that day. None, pardon me, was a match for it in that day. Yes. So we're talking about a proven record. Now let's look at what happened to the blacks that religion came to. History again tells us that the blacks in Africa were mostly uncivilized, existing in little warring clans. Yes? The few pockets of learning and civilization that once was on that continent had all but been erased. And El-Islam came there and created a new thirst, a fresh thirst and hunger for high moral standards, for high level order of society, for higher education, for science. Yes. For dignified rule and government, democratic nations. And the glory that we read on the pages point to El-Islam when we read about Africa's past. The inferiority point to something else. We have the words of people existing in that day, educated Christians. He wrote that Christianity came to his land, and Christianity spoke down to the black man of Africa. He said, and Islam came to our land, and Islam respected our dignity. And he said, because of Islam, there is dignity in Africa. This is what an educated Christian said of Islam coming to Africa. Yes. Some of you perhaps took black studies. And among you, I believe I can find some right now who will bear witness with me that they tried to present that course to you to play down the importance of El-Islam. In fact, many of you have taken a whole course in black studies and never learned that everything you read about of excellence had a connection with El-Islam. Yes. You read about the great Mali, the great civilization of the Mali kingdom, of this kingdom and that kingdom. But they didn't tell you that those people were Muslims. Now, shouldn't you have something against a lying system like that? That won't even tell you the truth of your ancestors, that their dignity was connected with El-Islam? Why? Why do they want to tell you? If El-Islam is such a weak and petty religion, if it's a heathen religion, if it's a religion that's not fit for civilized people, why they made such an effort to keep that knowledge from you when you took black studies? They must have feared that there was something in that would open your eyes and that would give you even a greater sense of dignity. And they didn't want you to know it. They didn't want you to have the chance to leave Babylon, to leave oppressive Egypt. They didn't want you to have a chance to get out of the lion's den. And they knew that if you attracted to El-Islam, El-Islam is a door of freedom. That's what it is. Look, nothing has contained us in this country, in our narrow minds, like Christianity. That's true. I'm sorry, but we just have to say the truth. Nothing has restricted, nothing has held us back like Christianity has. It has promoted good sentiments. It has promoted charity. But it hasn't promoted good sense. And it hasn't promoted respect for self. So what is all that goodness with silly minds and no respect for self? Thinking that the white race is better or closer to God. Thinking that they got some kind of supernatural or mysterious superiority over us. Don't you know the average one of us think like that? The average one of us think like that. And it's because we haven't had an opportunity to get outside of the oppressive influences of white Western ideologies. And Islam is a fresh, new ideology. And it gives us a chance to compare and weigh ideologies together and see which one is better for me. And they don't want you to have that choice. And Islam is a fresh, new ideology for the Western Hemisphere. And they do not want you to have that choice. So they do everything they can to misrepresent that religion, to falsify its importance in your life or in the history of your ancestors. I hear how they praise Roots. That man couldn't even sell that book until he played down the Islamic significance and presented Islam in the framework of superstition, primitive religion. He didn't present it as it is. He presented it in connection with superstition and primitive religion. That's the only way he could sell that book. That book sold well because he presented it that way. If he had told the truth about the dignity of this religion, the dignity of Muslims in Africa's past, under that religion, he never would have gotten the exposure on TV. Do you think that Jacobite would give that exposure to Roots on TV if it was any way helping your mind? No. It was to set you at odds. Yes, it was not to help your mind. It was to carry you back to primitive thinking, primitive impulses. And to kind of soothe sore spots. They want you to see a quick movement of your history. See how you suffered back there? But look how your food is getting better. See your freedom is getting better. See how better off you are now. It's like taking a man from the bottom position. He still sees himself as the bottom. That's right. So I want to give us a quick picture of our history. See how you have advanced? If I have advanced, then let me think for myself. Let me choose the religion I want. Don't tell me what religion I'm supposed to have, like I'm some child. That's what they do. And you accept it. The average one of our people, they accept it. They don't stand up to the man when the man's selling them Christianity over Islam. And they'll know that everything he's saying is not true, you know. But just because it's against Islam, they think, oh, I can't stand up for that religion. I can't stand up for that false religion. So they go along with it. Yeah, well, I never saw much in it myself. It haven't saw anything in it. You didn't see it all. You blind. Dear beloved people, in concluding the khutbah this afternoon, I want to bring something home to you. Something that we have to accept, have to be men and women enough to respect, fact that our religion is not a spiritual way